Oh yeah, I mean, sometimes the fighters put it best, and I have to agree with him.
We do have another special announcement after the full main event, so make sure you stick around for that. But now we have the main event of the evening. This is for the Storm Damage welterweight title. Going to the gates first, fighting out of the blue corner, Jamie Carnage Carl!
Okay, Benny, so here we go. It's Jamie Carnage Carl, an absolute veteran of Storm Damage. He's had many, many fights, a lot of experience, not one to give up. Coming out with that very strong Storm MMA team, Canberra under Storm Osher and Danny Weir. What do you know about him? What's his style? What do you think?
Clearly wasting no time to get to the cage. Actually walking to the cage before his music actually started. He wants to be here. He wants to bang. He's ready to go. Carnage. Carnage is an excellent name for this man. Steps into the middle, just like the Storm Damage fighters we've seen earlier. This man steps in the middle and throws down.
And a huge opportunity, I believe the first title fight he's been in.
As far as I'm aware, yes. And it's going to be an interesting matchup. Jon Leven. Jon Leven is a tactical striker. He's going to try and keep him in range and pick him apart. Excellent kickboxer.
So how do you see Jamie wanting this fight to go? Does he want it on the feet? Does he want it on the ground?
Look, Carnage has two routes to victory. Turning it into a brawl. In the past, Leven has not dealt well with the brawl. He wants to be a precision striker against a precision striker and out-precise him. If Leven can turn it, Jamie can turn it into a brawl, that might be to his advantage. I've never seen Leven on the ground. Every single match I've seen ends or fit on the feet to his advantage or his disadvantage. So this could be an interesting match. If Carl can take it to the mat, we might see if Leven has any ground game.
Well, that's an interesting point, Ben, and certainly interesting to see. You're dead right that we haven't seen Jon on the ground that much in his career. And Jamie coming out of that Storm MMA crew certainly has the well-roundedness that he can certainly pressure that takedown if he needs to. He's looking in good shape. I say that every fight, but he is looking in good shape.
Professional turnout all round this time, man. No one overweight, no one underweight, everyone on point.
Brett Zimmer's looking like a Ferrero Rocher out there. I don't know about this jacket.
And now calling to the cage, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Lethal Jon Leven!
I don't know, the jacket kind of does it for me, Eugene.
I don't know, I'm getting a hazelnut Jones just looking at him. I want to bust that open and taste that creamy center. But dead set. Here comes Jon Leven, and dead set, he's a very exciting fighter. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Jon Lethal Leven. I hope it's not Leven. If it's Leven, just forgive me.
Here he comes.
Pumped.
This is a man who's experienced. He's been in this cage multiple times.
And it's interesting to note, this is the one fighter from this team that we're seeing tonight, and usually in that situation, this guy's going to mean business. He's got a whole team that's travelled down here for this one fight, and it's a title fight. Prestigious Storm Damage welterweight title fight. Just to be clear, that first fight of the night, which was also a welterweight fight, was the Massa East Coast title. And here we're looking at the Storm Damage welterweight title fight. Once again at 77.1 kilos.
I'll be interested to see if they want to unify those titles next time.
Well, could certainly be a very interesting match. I've got to say, I mean, I don't want to keep blowing sunshine up the boss's ass, but Storm Osher looks really impressive. Really impressive in that opening night. The man has godlike power, both in his hands and in that clinch. I mean, against a judo black belt, was throwing him around like a rag doll and then put him away like yesterday's breakfast.
I would like to see a longer match with Storm just to see what he can do. For the simple reason, he seems godly powerful in the first 2 minutes. I want to see how that plays out over the longer term. But this could be interesting. If Jamie takes it, Obviously, we're not going to see a match between his coach and his student.
I'll
Jon
keep
Leven
watching Storm's fights just in the hope that he gets his ass kicked one day, but it doesn't look like he's going to satisfy me anytime soon. He's in great form.
Jon Leven looking much more muscular than when I last saw him.
He does look good.
Jamie Carl, much the same. I think he's gone upper weight division. I'm not totally certain, but solid.
I believe you're right, Ben, but I think he looks healthier at this division.
Ladies and gentlemen, Storm Damage 10 is brought to you by our major corporate sponsors: Alliance FM, A Plus Towing, Canberra Containers, the Grand Manor Motor Inn, Raven Fightwear, Fight Life, Gas Tune, and One Media Productions. Would also like to give a shout out to Tyre Right and Fighters Against Child Abuse. This is it! The Storm Damage 10 main event of the evening. Live from the sold-out Canberra Rex Hotel in the nation's capital. 5 rounds in the Storm Damage cage for the Storm Damage welterweight title. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a Wing Chun and mixed martial arts fighter, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed in at 76.6 kilos. Fighting out of Storm MMA in Canberra, the 2-time gold medalist at Storm Warning and the winner of a fight by TKO and won by head kick knockout, Jamie Carnage Carl. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at 76.9 kilos. Fighting out of Customized Fitness Solutions in Kirrawee, South Sydney. A veteran of 40 professional fights, the former welterweight Storm Damage champion and the former WKF MMA World Welterweight Champion, Lethal Jon Leven.
So here we go, Ben. Jamie Carnage Carl versus Jon Lethal Leven for the welterweight Storm Damage title, 5x5 minutes.
You know the rules, you understand the rules. Conduct ourselves like professionals. Listen to my call. Have the hands for fights on, so protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves now, go to the corner, wait for the beginning.
Of the evening is Vaughn Duncan.
Here we go.
Touching gloves. Both combatants feeling each other out.
Bit of range here, a lot of experience from Leven. We'll see how he wants to play this. And straight away we can see Carl with a pretty significant range advantage, looking to play off that, doing well, working off that jab, and with the rear leg kick, that's 2 he's landed already. But there's the clinch from Leven.
Excellent run the pipe, single leg from Leven.
That's an early takedown. So we'll see what Carl has from the ground here in terms of escapes. He needs to look for that underhook. He's overhooking the top arm there, which isn't going to help him much in terms of getting out.
Yeah, he's making no attempt to wall walk, no attempt to underhook. I think he wants to try and guard up. It's not a great strategy given his position against the fence.
Some decent power being generated by Leven on this ground and pound, especially that work with the right hand to the rib cage there. I mean, that'll add up pretty quickly, Manny.
Yeah, he's already... Carl is already going red across the rib line. Here's an attempt to wall walk his way to his feet. Will Leven go to a good mat return or allow it to happen?
Good body lock, though, from Leven, though. He might be looking for a right straight back down, and a back attack could be imminent here.
Good mat return from Leven.
And we're looking at a mount position straight away here. Back to the half guard. Good recovery.
Now, I'm not certain under the new laws in Australia whether or not title fights are allowed to throw elbows anymore. If they are, Leven is missing out on an opportunity.
That's an interesting question, man. I'm a little embarrassed that I don't know the answer to that one. But good positional switch there from Carl. He needs to face inside, start to work that underhook, but... Well, there's an elbow from the bottom, so I don't know what that means. I guess they're throwing a few elbows.
Dark side of the moon, Eugene. You're going to get away with what you can if the ref doesn't notice it.
Yeah, you get away with murder when it looks like you're losing.
There's
Odd kind of half guard being playing from Jamie Carl here, though. It looks like he's trying to face to the outside, almost like he wants a deep half guard, but he doesn't have the deep half guard, so...
So Leven is making no real attempt to pass. He's content to hang here and pound. And almost looks like he's trying to exhaust Leven and defeat him in a later round.
Well, at the risk like sounding like Mike Goldberg, but I mean, he's got the ride here a la wrestling, and might just be happy Randy Couture style to just ride out this half guard position and, land some ground and pound, take the round. But I would say this underhook squeeze is a pass attempt, absolutely. You see that there. He got his position. He made the pass. Beautiful stuff there from Leven.
Now, if Leven can walk him away from the cage, will remove all chance of a wall walk. No, he's letting him walk towards it. He's seeing a turn towards the cage. It could be an armbar attempt.
Not a lot of space to operate there, though, Ben. I mean, he might be a little cramped in terms of going for that. .120 left in the round. Let's see if Leven... It looks like he's going for a little figure four arm lock on the far side there. But Jamie should be able to find an angle to keep that in play.
Especially with the cage in place. He should be able to walk his feet up the cage to take the pressure off if necessary. There we go.
I think you're right, though, Ben. It seems like Leven's not throwing the elbow, so perhaps that is a matter of the rules there that he's not able to. Coming up to the knee ride, though, perhaps looking to get a posture up and throw some more effective strikes.
But at this point, Carl having no real answer for Leven's side control. Leven's not able to do much damage. It's a difficult position from which to throw strikes. Nice raw walk attempt. Thrown back down by the physicality of Leven. He's going to try it again, but with 20 seconds left in the round, it'll be fairly meaningless.
Yeah, perhaps just conserve the energy at this point in time and call that a round in the bank for your opponent.
Hopefully his corner is... You can hear the clackers there.
But I agree with you, Ben. Not a lot of damage there, but a good controlling round for Leven in terms of just octagon control. And again, some good solid ground and pound.
Strong round for Leven. Easy points. Hopefully exhausting his opponent. Carl in the past has shown himself to be vulnerable to being exhausted, so this will play itself out. Has he learned his lesson? Can he recover?
Well, it didn't strike me that Jamie was particularly active on that bottom position, which while obviously you can see the round, I don't really feel that he expended a whole lot of energy.
I completely agree. It's whether or not he's brought the conditioning and the mental conditioning to deal with that loss in the first round.
That's true, but we did see John put his arms up on the cage at the end of the round there, which is indicative of someone who's tired. That ground and pound can wear you out. He was looking for his sharp shots. He was looking to work. He was looking to be active on the top, and that might have cost him a bit. And we got to remember, it's a 5-round match.
Will we see championship rounds? Will we make it out of round 3?
Well, I mean, one thing we know for certain is he's got some very good corners on both sides here, so the advice would be there. I wonder how much of that is going to revolve around the pacing of the match. Duncan getting ready again.
Both men looking composed coming into round 2. Here we go. Once again, Jamie Carl in the black and white shorts. Leven, black and gold.
I'd like to see Jamie work off that jab a little bit more just to maintain that space and keep his opponent honest. It looks like he's leading a lot with that front kick. Beautiful high C there from there, the highest single. Beautiful lift.
Jamie's in a lot of trouble. He's showing no real defense. There we go. Ref coming over the top.
Unreal finishing there. And Cormier-esque in terms of that high single. Beautiful technique on the takedown and just absolutely laid it on when he got him to the ground.
That was some excellent groundwork from Jon Leven. Knew when to push the pressure. He knew when his opponent was tired. Wore him out throughout round 1.
Well, we saw that ground control. We can see the replay from round 1 here, but let's look at this takedown. He gets his hips underneath. The lift is there.
Dumps him hard.
And then straight away, no time to rest. Bang with the right hands, just dropping the hammer on him. And that is a gorgeous finish from Jon Leven. So much experience, a lot of power, a lot of technique, and a very impressive performance. No shame from Jamie Carl, though. Maybe that second round just wasn't the fight that he needed to fight.
Very impressive. All right, we have a new welterweight champion for Storm Damage, Jon Leven. We are coming up to our announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Vaughn Duncan, has put a stop to the main event of the evening at 35 seconds of the second round, declaring your winner by TKO and new Storm Damage welterweight champion from the red corner, Lethal Jon Leven. And I'm here with the new and again Storm Damage welterweight champion. How does that feel?
Feels awesome. You know, I've been away from the sport for 2 years now after a pretty major surgery on my knee. This is my first fight back, and I'm stoked to be able to represent Storm Damage again and win the belt again. I'm very happy.
Give it up for Lethal Jon Leven! Mate, you don't get here by yourself. Who do you want to thank?
Always big thanks to my team, Team CFS, all my students. They're all part of this win as much as anything because I push them hard, I make them work because that's what builds me up. Big thank you to Michael Bellis, who's my jiu-jitsu coach, and also to Mironi, who's my strength and conditioning coach, Sports Lab, Punch, ASN, a few other companies sponsor me as well, so I'm very happy to have the support.
Mate, you've stepped away from this sport for 2 years. You're a pro. You've had 40 professional fights. How does this one compare to all the rest of your career?
This is a really good win for me. I have won other titles before, but to come back from such a long layoff back when I was fighting every couple of months. Easily just step up on week's notice, 3 days notice once. So this time I've got 2 years where I've had to stew over winning another belt. So it's very pleasurable to come back now and get it.
Lethal by name, lethal by actions. Lethal Jon Leven, the new Storm Damage welterweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all being here for Storm Damage 10. Thank you to all those here and watching via the live stream. We'd like to thank our major corporate sponsors, all our fighters, corners, referees, judges, commentary team, back of house team, ring card girl, and venue staff. We couldn't do this without our sponsors, Alliance FM, A Plus Towing, Canberra Containers, the Grand Manor Motor Inn, Raven Fightwear, Fight Life, Gas Tune, and One Media Productions. And now, a very special announcement. 2 fighters will be inducted into the Storm Damage Hall of Fame. At this time, I'd like to invite Storm Osher to complete the inductions and invite the inductees, David Fingers Morley and Lethal Jon Leven.
Two excellent fighters here being inducted into the Storm Damage Hall of Fame. Well deserved. They are veterans of the art, veterans of the sport, who've given their all.
Yeah, both these fighters are some absolute wars in the Storm Damage cage, so it makes perfect sense that they would be inducted at this point in time. And I mean, it's good to see on a night, certainly a really good night for Jon Leven, who's just taking the title.
I'm
and
here
is in the Hall
with
of Fame.
Storm Osher. Storm, we've just inducted 2 living legends of the domestic MMA scene and stalwarts of the Storm Damage brand and cage. Please take the mic.
It's been probably several years since we've inducted somebody from the Hall of Fame. First inductees, Brandon Sassoli, Andrew Matchin. The Jon Leven, there's a few qualifications we've got to have for Hall of Fame. One of them is you need to have at least held a Storm Damage title at some stage. You don't need to be a current champion, you just need to have held a title previously. Leading into this fight, Jon's opponent, Jamie Cowell, was made aware that this would be happening. Win or lose made no difference. David was scheduled to be fighting on this card as well. Unfortunately, due to an injury that his opponent had, that fight was unfortunately had to be cancelled. However, this was still going to happen for David in any case. And again, because, you know, David and Jon, and despite what Jon says, it's not the older guys sort of awards sort of thing, but these guys, anytime I've said, who do you want to fight? It doesn't matter. It makes no difference to them. They put their hand up. They will take the fight against anybody, and that's basically embodying what the Hall of Fame is. You guys that have seen Storm Damage before have seen these guys fight. They entertain. They're extremely good. Never a boring fight. Always fantastic to deal with. The Hall of Fame comes from great fights, most importantly, people that we want representing our brand and then have respect for the brand, that honour it, and most importantly for the opponents. So to Jon and David, couldn't make me more proud to induct you guys today into the Hall of Fame along with Brandon and Andrew. Well done, gentlemen.
Thank you, Storm Osher, for those kind words. Give it up one more time for our 2 Hall of Fame inductees, David Fingers Morley and Lethal Jon Leven. And that will do us here for Storm Damage 10, cage fighting in the capital. Thank you to all that have attended and all watching at home and our major corporate sponsors. See you next time for Storm Damage 11.
That'll do us, ladies and gentlemen, from Storm Damage 10. This has been Eugene Van Lees with my co-commentator Ben Langford signing off. Ben?
See you next time.